This short video is actually a result of feedback I've got from a blog post. I talk about the 6 areas that you must touch in your horse, on your horse, every single day so that they become happier, more compliant, less resistant. These areas tell you about the horse's resistance. If you can't touch your horse in these 6 areas, you've got a problem. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you what I would do on a daily basis with my horse. First, just for safety, I would have you put a halter on. Now, he's a pretty safe. He's a pretty safe horse to be around, so that I could show you all those areas without a halter, but just for safety. Let's put this halter on. And once we've got the halter on, I'm going to point his nose at the camera, or turn him so you can see him, because the very first place I want to touch my horse is right here around the nose. You see him lift his head up like that? Is it because he's afraid of me, or is it because he just wants to eat grass and this is annoying him? I think it's the latter. He really wants to just get away from this so he can eat grass. But regardless, I need to take the time here to sort of say, hey, look, it's okay if you let me touch you here. You don't have to be bothered by this. And he's not bothered. I can tell he's not trying to hide from me. He's just trying to eat grass. In fact, watch this. I let go. He goes to the grass. I knew that. I could feel that. He's not afraid of my hands. But I need to test every day. Are you afraid of my hands? Is there tension here that needs to go away? And then I move on to the eyes. Can you touch your horse on the eyes? And if he says, no, you can't touch me there, then we've got a problem. He actually likes it. He kind of gets itchy eyebrows here, and I can spend some time bonding with him there. Third, after the eyes is the ears. You need to be able to touch these ears. You need to be able to fold them and play with them, and he doesn't get bothered by them. Even scratch inside the ears to ensure that your horse has zero resistance to that. And the reason is horses hide resistance and resentment in these areas: the mouth, the eyes, the ears. If you think you've got a good riding horse, but you can't touch them in the ears or on the ears or around the eyes or hold their mouth, you might be able to sit on that horse, but he doesn't like you. He doesn't trust you if you can't get into those areas. So, he may like you to a degree, but there's a whole nother level of mastery I want you to get to, so that you get a completely soft, relaxed expression on your horse from every angle. And these areas that are sensitive, I can spend some time doing what I call deep bonding, where I can really get deep into his psychology and win his heart. If I play on the ground and I ask him to do circles and he performs really, really, really well, I could give him a treat, or I could just come back to these sensitive areas and bond and rub and scratch. That could be a treat as well. I'm going to move on now past those areas to the tail. Now, for safety, I'm going to make sure he just has his head so where I can see it. I'm going to work with his tail. I'm going to play with this every day. I'm going to brush it and groom it so it looks better, sure, but I'm also going to test. Can he lift it? Is it loose? Remember how loose his ears felt? This tail should feel like that too, light as a feather. There is absolutely no tension there. He's not hiding anything. If I rub back here underneath his tail, he says, oh, that feels good. I like that. If it's not that way for you, you have got to spend some time around his tail every day and make sure you're in a safe spot where you can sort of see his face, and you're not going to get kicked in the early stages, right? But you've got to get in here and bond and groom and spend time with this tail. Not the hair. That's not the important part. It's the muscles, just like the muscles around his eyes and ears that tense up. I want this to be loose and relaxed. It's a much safer, happier horse. I'm going to move in a position where I can get underneath his belly, because this is the 5 out of 6 here. This is the 5th place where sometimes you have to clean under here. They get bug bites under there. You can scratch them. You want to spend some time in there every day. so that he does not feel sensitive or reactive to those things. It's one thing to be able to sit up here. It's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother level of mastery to be able to connect with a horse in the most sensitive areas of their body. And he's very, very happy with that. In fact, if he gets bug bites in the spring and in the fall, and I start scratching there, he'll lift his leg and he'll say, "Oh, that feels so good. Thank you so much for getting in there." The last place, remember I said there are 6: nose, eyes, ears, tail, underbelly. The last place is the feet. I need to be able to touch these feet like this every day. Some horses will lift their feet in a reaction when you touch them like that. And if you've got a horse like that, maybe you start with a stick or your own foot, just so you're safe. But as you progress each day, you should absolutely play with these feet. You should be able to touch all over these 4 feet and all those legs, because there's sensitive areas there. Maybe one day you want to clip them. It's springtime. I need to clip his excess hair. I need him not to be reactive to that. So there's touching the feet. And then there is lifting the feet and touching the underside of the foot and playing with that and cleaning it out. And he needs to be non-reactive to that. I don't want a horse that's trying to pull away, grab his foot and kick at me with his hind foot. Oh, sorry, bud. Same here with his hind foot. I need to be able to touch this, hold it, get underneath here, work with it back here just like a farrier would do, and set it down without him snatching and grabbing and pinching and flinching. Those are the signs of a reactive or even resentful horse that I want you to change. I want all that to change for you. And it's as simple as showing up every day when you bring out the brushes and the combs to touch with your hands, nose, eyes, ears, tail, underbelly, and feet. And you're going to have the horse you've always dreamed of. Thanks for watching.